All right, my people, this is my video 3 from my collectible store venture in Virginia. We got Power Rangers in space and we have dinosaurs. A lot of people don't know nothing about these dinosaurs because they weren't around long, and I don't think the cartoon lasted long either. But it was Dinosaurs with a Z, so it's spelled Dinozaurs. These toys were extremely hard to find even back then when they came down, because I think this is like around 1999, 2000. Even back then, these, like I said, these were extremely hard to find. So you just don't find these in the wild, and these are actually the first ones that I've ever found in a very long time. So even if you see these, like I did, and you see they're missing tons of pieces, you definitely want to pick these up because people always look for these pieces to complete the ones they have. They're just that rare. Some of them are valuable, a lot of them aren't, but they're valuable just for the fact that you can't find them, and parts and pieces from some can help complete other ones. So we'll start out with this T-Rex dude. And you'll have to forgive me, I don't actually know their names because I haven't watched this cartoon since the the late 1999, 2000. But this was the T-Rex dude. He's missing his arms on both sides. Um, he's missing the tail tip, obviously. I think they're all missing their weapon. But they transform into robots too, like Transformers did. And they're really cool because they have a metallic type finish to them. So these really stand out versus other toys from that time. The cartoon itself was really awesome too. I love that cartoon. His mouth opens up, as you can see. So there's a T-Rex dude. And then we got Protoceratops, Triceratops type dinosaur here. A lot of these guys had two different versions, two different colors. Because I think there was one point in the series where they fought like clones of themselves or something like that. So there was a good one and a bad one. And you see he's missing all kinds of stuff. He's missing feet. He's missing parts of his legs. He's missing his top horns. He's missing his nose horn. He's actually missing a leg on his side. So there's that guy. Here's another one that's also like a Protoceratops or a Triceratops. Also missing lots of limbs, lots of feet. Also missing all of the horns. Cool colors though. I love the color combinations they threw together on these guys, along with the, not only were they metallic, but they also have a lot of the translucent stuff too. I mean, these things are just awesome. Then we got the Brachiosaur. This guy's pretty big. He looks really beautiful in person, as you see how that gold is just sparkling at you. This guy is awesome, but he is also missing a lot of pieces. We get a close up here of his head. Awesome figure. Nice, cool, translucent dark blue on him. Missing the tail tip also. Missing one of his legs. Almost close to being complete, but not close enough for me. Then we got a Mastodon. He's missing quite a bit of his parts. Missing the leg back here. Missing the tail. Got that there. He probably had some ears too, which probably connected into these two dots here. He also had a few different colors themselves, like I was saying earlier, where they had the bad versions of them and the good versions fighting each other. So there's the Mastodon. Then we got this guy that sort of looks like a Stegosaurus. I don't remember what this one is called. I think it's like Kentrosaurus or something like that. But this guy's tinier. He's a lot tiny than the other ones are. I think he's missing a few pieces. I'm pretty sure. I know he's missing his arms, one of his arms for sure. His transformation isn't very great because you just pretty much like turn this tail spike around or back spike around or whatever you call it, scale, whatever, and there's his head. But it's still a cool combination of colors, and these guys actually all had really good designs because a lot of toys when they make them, just like, let's throw something together real fast and make some money, but they actually took their time probably when they were drawing these, and they made them very very lifelike. So I really have to give Bandai, these were made by Bandai, by the way. I have to give them their props, and whoever illustrated and drew these out before they actually made them. I give the whole team a lot of credit for creating such awesome looking dinosaurs, because a lot of people don't really take the time to make something look nice. And it's a shame that these didn't take off better than they did, because these were actually designed a lot better than a lot of toys were back then. Then this guy is really, he's smaller than that last one. He's a saber-toothed tiger. And he's not missing much. He's missing a foot there. He's missing his tail. And this is one of the ones I really couldn't find much on. That's another problem with these. If you do any kind of search online, you won't find much on there about these. The few things you will find, you'll find that everybody has the same little bit of information. Nobody has an actual complete archive of every figure out there. I actually have a couple here that I was not able to find, along with it being this one here that I did a second ago. I did find this in one section, but it was one that came with two other dinosaurs, so you would take the two smaller ones and you would combine them with the bigger dinosaurs. That was something I didn't mention earlier, but I think there was 3 sets I found that came with 2 smaller dinosaurs. They came with 1 bigger dinosaur, and they all formed a bigger dinosaur themselves. But what I actually think it was you used the smaller ones as like his weapons that he would battle with. So there's the saber-toothed tiger guy. Then we have this Stegosaurus looking type dude. This one probably actually was a Stegosaurus because it's got the common spikes on the tail, the 2 spikes. But another cool combination of colors, metallic, translucent, missing a lot, doesn't even have his head, poor guy. But there is that guy. And then this was probably the evil version of the Stegosaurus guy. And he's missing a lot as well, missing legs, feet, missing his head too, missing the spikes along the back. Cool combination of colors, translucent orange there with the gray. Then we have, this was probably another Mastodon, I want to say. So this might have been, this was probably the good version more than likely. This is probably the good guy, but he's missing everything pretty much. No neck, no head. He's got more legs than the other one did, though. He's missing his tail. So there's that guy. Then we got this turtle, which is really cool. This is another one of those ones I told you that they combined to make one big robot. So I believe this one was like the shield for one of the bigger robots he came with. I think he is almost complete from what I was able to find. I think all he's missing is his flippers, which you would connect to these hands, and it would form him into basically a sea turtle. This is probably my most favorite one because I am a big reptile lover, and I love turtles, and he's just so prehistoric looking, and he's awesome. I really like the colors, purple with the translucent orange. This is an awesome action figure. So there's the turtle. Then, unfortunately, I didn't get much for this guy. That's all I could find. Like I said in the first video or second video, whichever one it was, this guy just had stuff thrown wherever. So I found all of these parts of these dinosaurs in the bin, and I dug through and pulled out every single piece that I knew was a dinosaur, because I'm pretty good at identifying something. Even if it's not complete, I'll know what the part or piece or accessory will go to. But if I had this guy, he would be really massive, and he's really awesome looking. I don't really remember him from the cartoon, but when I looked him up to identify these parts, I saw how awesome the figure was, and I really hope I can find this figure one day because he is really awesome looking. And then I found this little piece, which I'm assuming is also a part to one of them. It may not be. It has the same coloring and same translucent coloring. But as I said, those figure archives I found for this series, there's just nothing out there that's complete. So I couldn't figure out who this went to. It may go to these guys, it may not. It has the same joint the other ones have that connect into the joints for them to move. So we'll see if I can ever figure this out one day. Then from Power Rangers in Space, we have this cool little Astro spaceship. This is actually a Zord, but this one itself does not transform into a Zord. It's like a mini playset, so you open up the top here. It's hard to do with one hand. And then there's a little figure in here, if I could get it out. So it came with the little Red Ranger. He's there. You can put the little thing down. It's got a little cockpit in there for him to do his duty. Trying to save everybody. It's missing a little fin that goes here. It's missing two chrome guns that go here. The front of this opens up. And it's got a little ramp that you can pull down. It's supposed to have a little spaceship that goes in this part, I believe. A white spaceship that comes out. So you close that up like that. And then on this side, you have another little compartment that opens up. Everything is so hard to do with one hand. It also has a little ramp. And you're supposed to be able to, like... Oh, it was upside down, that's why it didn't work. It's got a little lever on the side, on the right and left side, that you can use to activate to make the little vehicles inside come out. Well, that came out pretty fast. And this is like one of their little gliders, so you can actually set this guy on here. I apologize about the fumbling recording, guys. It's really hard to do this with one hand and show everything at the same time. But it's a cool looking Zord. Was technically not. This isn't technically a Zord version, but it does transform into a Zord if you have the regular ones. There's the bottom of it. It's got wheels. And then the opposite side also comes out. And it's got the little ramp as well. And you do the little action. Out rolls that guy. So this was pretty cool to find too, especially because it had the ramps, which are usually missing. I would assume. I've never seen this piece before, so that was another cool thing too. I've never actually seen this in the wild or knew that it existed. So I would assume if you happen to find one of these, they're definitely not going to have all these little parts that I got with this one. These are definitely not going to be with it. I would also guarantee you that these would be broken off or missing, these little ramps. This would probably be missing also up here. This little guy up here would probably be missing as well. And as you obviously seen earlier, it's missing the two guns and it's missing the little fin that goes up here. There may even be a couple that go back here. I did a little bit of research on this while I was in Virginia, but not a lot. I didn't even clean it up yet. As you can see, it's really dusty, but it was cool to find something I never saw before. So this will definitely be added to my Power Ranger collection. And that's that. So this was the third video. Hopefully you guys won't beat me up on the video, flopping around everywhere trying to do everything with one hand, but you got to start somewhere. You know, you can't always have the top quality stuff in the beginning. So anybody else out there, don't get discouraged. You got to start somewhere. You can't always have the top of the line stuff when you first start out doing stuff. So as always, please like, share. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe. And we'll see you guys on the next video. I appreciate you all. Peace out, players.